There is so much content being produced of Star Wars lately through TV shows. I believe Disney, that's what we call it, the Disney canon. I believe that they are producing a lot of TV shows, emphasizing mainly on the TV shows, but I know that they have a couple of movies from what I've heard in the pipeline that are going to be released in the near future. One, I believe, starring Ryan Gosling, and a couple of other projects, I'm sure. Video games. Star Wars is still a thing, still alive. A lot of people enjoy it, and but even though that content is being produced, this channel or this video is titled "Why Does Star Wars Expanded Universe Legends Still Matter?" Why is this still important? Well, there are so many reasons, and these are just personal reasons, personal opinions, and people are entitled to their own, and that's okay. But the reality is that Star Wars Expanded Universe, to kick this off to start, is and has a firm. It's a foundation of Star Wars lore. It's part of Star Wars history, whether people enjoy it or not, or kind of just brush it to the side, rightfully so. There's no denying that it's a very important part of Star Wars history. And it does have a place in Star Wars because it's what kicked off an amazing lore apart from the movies. It enhanced the movies. It took the story and just these amazing directions that all tied in and followed a timeline, one timeline, which was amazing. Um, Whether the stories within Star Wars Legends, Star Wars Expanded Universe are good, amazing, great, bad, so so, not so great, that's all subjective, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But as a whole, to me, it was amazing. So much to enjoy, and for so many reasons. That's why one of the reasons why Star Wars Expanded Universe still matters and will always matter. Yes, there's no content being produced. It was discontinued 2014, and the content we have up until 2014 is just there's a lot, literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of in different forms of video games, novels, comics, short stories. I can go on and on, but they all stayed within one timeline. And authors really tried, and the story group really tried to try their best not to contradict one another because this was being built, this expanded universe, and maintained. So yeah, two different timelines: Star Wars Legends, expanded universe, and what we refer to as Disney canon under the Disney umbrella. They both matter. There's more Star Wars for everybody. There's people who enjoy both. That's awesome. There's people who enjoy the one or the other. Uh, and that's okay too. I enjoy Legends. I enjoy expanded universe. That's kind of what that's not kind of that's really what Star Wars is to me. I'm aware of that Star Wars is alive and well, and that's amazing for a lot of people who enjoy that. That's cool. That's very very cool. Um, some people some people adore the EU, love the EU, like myself. I have a solid collection, but I know people personally who track down everything, and that is extremely cool. I mean, they put my collection to shame, and I love that. That's inspiring because it's so loved. It's just such a loved timeline, and people try to track down adventure journals, short stories, and want everything, and that's extremely cool. But yeah, there's people are individuals. We're all entitled to our own opinion. So yeah, some people love it, some people hate it, some people go along with others that say it's not good, so they haven't ever picked up a EU book, but go along with people who say it's not good. Hey, who am I to judge? All power to you. But yeah, it's either loved, hated, or people are in the middle, and that's all good too. Um, Also, I wanted to add that, and it's okay to have multiple timelines. It's okay. Do I wish the expanded universe was still going? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with maintaining currently or concurrent two timelines. People do it all the time. DC, Marvel, but no, in Star Wars Expanded Universe Legends, it was discontinued 2014, and there's really no new solid content that we have after that. It's just enjoying and appreciating what we have, and keep going back to these stories, watching these the Tartakovsky's Clone Wars over and over again, reading the comics over and over again, the novels, um, jumping from different eras, Old Republic, the New Republic, the Rebellion era, Clone Wars era, um, Legacy era, so much, and it's just all to me just so amazing. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with having two timelines, and that's what Star Wars is currently. And that's okay. So many, once again, DC does it all the time. And they all matter. All these stories matter. For example, it's like me saying, hey, Batman Dark Knight Returns doesn't matter because they created stories after that. Batman Dark Knight Returns doesn't matter because there was books that weren't in that timeline. So it doesn't matter. No, that's ridiculous. Um, so same thing. That's like saying also that the OG Transformers cartoon, the original, doesn't matter. Yes, it matters. That's the original. So that's just an example of comparing it to the Star Wars Legends and the current state of Star Wars. But why? Once again, why the EU matters? Well, you get a different response from different EU fans. To me, for example, all these stories are still enjoyable. They're still amazing. I adore them. I love them. I still collect them, um, and they're important. They're important. I love in this storyline, this Legends Expanded Universe storyline, what they did to Luke Skywalker's character in depth. They go in depth, in detail of how he followed what Yoda told them to carry on, establishing the new Jedi Order in detail once again. And it takes its time through these novels, through these comics, of him establishing the new Jedi Order, looking for people who are force sensitive to join the academy. And it took its time. It took its time. That's why I loved it as well. Also, what they did with Han and Leia. Those are the versions that I really, really enjoy in this timeline because they their characters carried over, their relationship carried over from Return of the Jedi. They got married, they courted, they got married, they had 3 kids. Those kids became absolutely amazing characters. I always say that because it's the truth for me. Absolutely amazing characters. So I love the Solo family and who they were in Star Wars Legends. Loved Han and Leia's bantering as a couple, as a married couple, and how Han loved his wife and Leia loved her husband and backed them up, and just truly, truly amazing. And why Star Wars matters, once again, Star Wars Expanded Universe Legends matters. The characters, the original characters that were created in Star Wars Legends, in Star Wars EU. Thrawn was created, an original character in Star Wars Expanded Universe. Mara Jade, original character in Star Wars Expanded Universe that has so many fans. She has so many fans because of her amazing character growth and what she went through after becoming the Emperor's Hand and her journey into becoming a Jedi Master. And what I love is the gradual growth in that. It wasn't just from one book to another and she became this Jedi. No, it was, and we saw it. Those of us who've read the EU plenty of times and have journeyed through this, it was a gradual growth, and we saw that. Kip Duran, Kate Skywalker, Anya Solo. I mean, so many. Nomi Sumrider, Exar Kun, Nagasato, the villains, Bane, original character in, once again, all these are original characters that were birthed in Star Wars Legends, Star Wars Expanded Universe. Kyle Katarn, Plagueis, well, yeah, he was mentioned in Revenge of the Sith, but what they did with this character reads Darth Plagueis. Even if you're not a fan of the Expanded Universe, it's all good. It's like I said, I really emphasize that because I'm a supporter, and hey, like what you like, be you. That's totally good. That's all good. But I would really recommend to read Darth Plagueis, even if you're just enjoying what's going on in the Disney umbrella. It's all good. Keep enjoying that. I'm happy for you, but um, I would really recommend you to read Darth Plagueis. It truly is if you want, even if you want a little break from reading the current canon, take a little break, read Darth Plagueis. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So yes, I consider Darth Plagueis to be an original EU character, and the also the origin of Han Solo, his own trilogy. He has two, and that origin of Han Solo was wow, one of my favorite trilogies ever of all time. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, the list goes on and on. The depth of these characters, what the expanded universe, why it matters, what it did to Star Wars. So it matters because Star Wars expanded universe, whether you hate it, whether you love it, the fact is that it's an important part of Star Wars history. It's the foundation of these stories that outgrew the movies, that stemmed from the movies and just became this amazing, amazing universe. So, yeah, Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Wars Legends really matters. It will always matter. It will always be a part, important part of Star Wars overall history, of Star Wars lore, of character building. Amazing. I mean, I could go on and on about this, but just wanted to jump on here and talk about my feelings about why Star Wars Expanded Universe matters and how so many of us still collect it. So many of us will always read it throughout our lives because these characters really did something to us. This storyline really did something to us. It made an impact, and you don't throw that away.